Having an endless Steam wishlist has its downsides. Mainly, it's a constant reminder of how behind you are on your game backlog. It often makes me feel overwhelmed by how much there is to play. But there's a silver lining. Once you've hit that little flag icon, Valve's portal occasionally emails you to let you know when a wishlisted title is on sale, giving you the perfect chance to grab it at the best possible moment. Today, I'm sharing two of the most recent emails I've received, each featuring some really immersive RPGs and strategy games that are absolutely worth picking up thanks to their deep discounts. First up is Crown Trick. Sure, this roguelike shows up in sales pretty often, but I don't recall ever seeing it hit a 75% discount like it has now. Talking About the Game is a turn-based roguelike RPG that immerses players in a procedurally generated labyrinth where movement and elemental mastery are key to overcoming challenges. In this game, enemies move only when you do, and it also lets players harness a variety of elemental abilities, weapons, and familiars to navigate the ever-changing dungeon and uncover its secrets. With its distinctive art style and engaging mechanics, it's scoring one of the best in its genre for around $5. That's no small thing. A title I admit I haven't tried yet, currently heavily discounted, is Swords and Souls, a turn-based RPG that mixes traditional combat with a variety of built-in minigames. It's the perfect blend of silly and satisfying with RPG mechanics that reward your effort through minigames that somehow make grinding feel fun. You can tame pets, experiment with weapon builds, or just try to beat your last high score. All of this for just $6. Now it's time for a brand new roguelite with town building elements, currently 40% off until May 3rd. The game is EcoGnomix, which takes the familiar roguelite loop and mixes it with a city building twist that actually works. You send teams of gnomes into weird, shifting caves to grab what they can before things get too unstable. And then you use those hard-won resources to grow a bustling little village above ground. The strategy lies in how you plan each run, who you bring, and how deep you're willing to risk going. It's a satisfying cycle: explore, gather, build, repeat, with just enough chaos and charm to keep every run feeling fresh. Another deep discount hits a major and beloved franchise, Company of Heroes 3. I know what you're thinking, hey, that's not a turn-based game. But actually, starting with this third entry, a strategic layer was introduced where you can move your units at your own pace, similar to Total War. So, why not take advantage of the 50% off and try out one of the top strategy titles out there? There are a ton of Shonen inspired titles these days. One of the more recent ones is Pennon and Battle, currently in early access, offering fantasy settings that closely resemble the Shonen aesthetic. A 20% discount might just be the nudge needed to pick up this promising strategy game. And for something a bit older, there's Disciples. Liberation, now 60% off. Sure, the reviews might be mixed, but we're still talking about a well-known series you can grab for about $16. Perfect if you're continuing down the rabbit hole of classic-style strategy games. Moving on to something slightly more modern, we have Astral Throne, a strategy RPG which offers a compact campaign, tight, challenging, and endlessly replayable. With handcrafted combat scenarios, permadeath stakes, and procedurally generated overworlds, you'll recruit a rotating cast of characters and shape your story through branching narratives and synergized team builds. It's as if Fire Emblem collided with a roguelite. 20% discount tag. Ozymandias, Bronze Age Empire. territory expansion, smart resource use, and meaningful choices. Set in the ancient Bronze Age, you guide one of 52 historical empires across handcrafted maps, with each match playable in under an hour. Whether solo or in quick-paced multiplayer, Ozymandias skips the micromanagement in favor of clever, bite-sized empire building that still manages to feel epic. If you've ever wished Civilization had a speedrun mode, this might be it. 60% off. Could we really go without a solid CRPG, one of those deep, choice-driven ones? Of course not. Colony Ship, a post-Earth role-playing game, is a dense, gritty CRPG that ditches fantasy tropes for a brutal, hard sci-fi setting aboard a decaying generation ship. You're not a chosen one, you're just another desperate soul clawing for survival in a floating city-state riddled with factional strife, crumbling ideals, and scarce hope. With deep, turn-based combat, stealth systems, and dialogue that actually matters, every choice in Colony Ship reshapes your story. You can save 50% on the total price right now, not bad. One of the best recent tactical RPGs is for sure Hard West 2, which rides deep into the supernatural frontier, mixing turn-based tactics with occult horror in a gritty reimagining of the Wild West. You lead outlaw Gene Carter and his posse on a relentless pursuit of a ghost train that's stolen their souls, diving into shootouts where aggression is rewarded, each kill refreshing your action points in a system built for momentum. With stylish trick shots, bold characters, and a shadowy narrative steeped in folklore. Think XCOM with hexes, hexes with curses. 70% discount tag. On the JRPG side, there's Terra Memoria, a turn-based RPG with cozy vibes and a strong retro heart, blending pixel art charm with modern 3D environments. It follows a diverse group of 6 characters as they travel a fractured world, searching for ancient magic and missing technology to solve a global energy crisis. Along the way, players explore towns, gather resources, build objects, and cook meals, with light puzzle solving and town building mechanics adding to the experience. It's a nostalgic yet fresh take on classic JRPGs made for fans of character-driven adventures and handcrafted fantasy worlds. 50% off at the moment. And we wrap up with 2 very recent and deep RPGs. The first is The Nameless Slay Dragon, a blend of classic turn-based combat with the depth and freedom of a gamebook adventure. You play a young warrior, driven by revenge, navigating a world where choices truly shape the story, from how you fight to who you trust. There's no hand-holding here, enemies hit hard, paths aren't obvious, and your build is yours to craft from over 20 class combinations and a pile of customizable skills. It's a narrative-heavy RPG that respects your time, skips the filler, and gives real weight to the decisions you make. Now, with a 20% discount tag, bringing it to $14. The other is Wandering Sword. There's a real chance this one flew under your radar, and if you're a fan of JRPGs and love the visual style of Octopath Traveler, there's absolutely no reason not to grab this 2023 martial arts RPG. Add in the 20% discount, and for around $20, you're getting the chance to dive into a richly crafted Wuxia-inspired adventure that blends old-school pixel charm with modern design to deliver a flexible and engaging experience. You step into the shoes of a young swordsman caught in the aftermath of a deadly feud and slowly rise through the ranks of the pugilistic world, mastering martial arts, unlocking powerful techniques, and forging bonds with allies and maybe more. With its tactical, grid-based combat that lets you switch between turn-based and real-time, and a world rich in lore, style, and player choice, it's a solid option to consider.